What was the Mita system in colonial Latin America? Imagine a system where entire communities are called upon to work for the state, not as slaves but as part of a shared duty. That was the original idea behind the Mita system in the Andes. The Inca Empire used a form of rotational labor where men worked on public projects like building roads, terraces, and temples. They did this in exchange for food, clothing, and protection. It was based on a social contract, not ownership of people. Everyone contributed what they could, and the state took care of them in return. When the Spanish arrived and took control in the 16th century, they changed this system dramatically. They turned it into a way to get cheap labor for their own economic gain. Instead of working for the community or the empire, indigenous men were forced to work in dangerous conditions in mines, especially silver mines like those in Potosí. These mines produced vast amounts of silver that fueled Spain's economy. The colonial authorities required thousands of indigenous workers each year. Men had to leave their villages for weeks or months at a time, often without enough food or safety measures. The Spanish authorities, led by officials like Viceroy Francisco de Toledo, set strict rules for the Mita. They decided how many workers were needed, how often they had to work, and how much they would be paid. But the wages were very low, and most of what they earned went toward taxes or colonial expenses. The workers, called mitayos, often spent weeks in the mines, leaving their families behind. This system caused a lot of suffering and led to a decline in the indigenous population because of harsh working conditions and disease. The original Inca Mita aimed to benefit the community and keep order, but the colonial version was mainly about extracting wealth. It helped Spain amass enormous riches from silver and other resources, but it also caused long-lasting damage to indigenous societies. The system disrupted traditional ways of life, broke up families, and contributed to the decline of native populations. Today, the legacy of the Mita system reminds us of how colonial powers exploited indigenous peoples to build their empires.